We're going to get started here. So tonight's call is a little fiery. I'm a little fired up. So buckle up. Put your seatbelts on. I want to talk about, first of all, this is to everyone. I want to put just kind of a message out to everyone and say that, look, I hope that everyone on this call, this is your forever home. I hope that you are here forever and this is where you want to be. But I want to talk for a little minute because I think it's important that we have this as training, that we talk this and we teach this to our teams, is if this ever is something that is not for you, that you want to part ways with, how to leave with class, how to leave with dignity, how to leave with integrity, and how to leave where the bridges do not get burned. So one thing that I am seeing a lot of, and this is the only company that I really see this with, just so that we're clear, I've been with a lot of companies. I've represented a lot of companies. I have not seen a lot of companies where people make these big formal Facebook resignation posts. This is something that number one is kind of against our policies and procedures. And number two, I've been seeing it more and more with our company when people decide that they're going to go. And so I just want to call it out and just say, look, this is something that I'm not going to really kind of stand for anymore. I want to protect each and every one of you here at the Happy Co. And so going forward, I want to make sure that we're a company that protects our own. And if someone wants to leave, that, hey, we wish you the best. God bless you. We hope that you find happiness that wherever you choose to be. But let's do it in a way where you're not talking poorly about the opportunity that you have represented and that has represented you for quite some time. It doesn't really do anything for anyone. And in actuality, in reality, it ends up hurting you. It ends up, it ends up not looking good because the profession, maybe people here at the Happy Co, and this is what I want you guys to see, because sometimes we get in the bubble of our company where you only see stuff and it's like we become our own little TMZ network. So I want to just say, look, the profession of network marketing sees when people move, when they jump, right? They see it because they're all following and they see it. When someone with class leaves, they will do nothing but talk positively about the profession or the opportunity that they were previously with. And they will also follow up with that with integrity of not talking to those that have left or that are currently still at that opportunity. So I know that there have been people that have left this opportunity and then are just attacking some people's downlines and stuff like that, wanting to talk to other people. I want you to know that is going to stop. That we're going to be putting a stop to that's going to be serious, that we take this in the sense of it's just not classy. Again, like, Brian, it's just so again, I want you to know that from the corporate side, we're going to be taking a very serious stance that we are going to be a company that protects our brand partners, that you are going to be protected here, that you are going to feel safe here. And the other thing that I want to say is that until somebody leaves here and does better than they were doing here at another opportunity, there isn't really a dog in the fight for me. So it's like, go speak how you want to speak. But again, for those of you that are here, the ones that have left, they're gone. They're going to do what they're going to do. Don't look at that as, oh man, the shiny object syndrome. Because I'll tell you this, as I was told, Jim Rohn used to say this all the time. He would talk about digging your roots and allowing your plant to grow. And just because you think the sun is shining a little bit over here, a little bit brighter in this part of the yard, you think you could rip those roots up and go replant the tree over there, and you just keep ripping up the roots and you keep ripping up the roots and replanting, that tree is never going to grow. I want each and every one of you to know that the season of consistency that most of you have been putting in is going to be massively rewarded here in the future. There's going to be a massive season of harvest for a lot of the sowing that so many of you have been doing. And so I want you to know that season is coming. For those of you that are teetering, for those of you that are feeling like, man, it's been hard, and I know that I see people winning, and I see this going on, and I see this going on, and it's not happening for me yet. I want you to know it's going to. I want you to know to keep going, because the season of harvest is coming. I want to talk a little bit about what happens when people on your team leave. and how to respond respectfully. I think that we need to, again, draw a very clear line in the sand, that if someone on your team decides to leave, that you bless them, that you say, hey, wish you the best. But pretty immediately, they are reminded of their policies and procedures, that you as their upline or you as their sponsor say, hey, I just want to remind you, this is part of the leadership side, that, hey, even if you're a bronze or a gold or a silver, any of these ranks, and someone on your team decides that they want to go, just very quickly, hey, just want to remind you that we have some very clear stuff that you agreed to. So just make sure that you don't, because I don't want you getting a letter from the company because you said this, that, or the other. And so just make sure that you understand kind of what you agreed to and all that stuff. On the same note, I think that they should be removed from team groups and team pages. I know that that might sound harsh, but the reality is some of these people are going to go to other companies and they're just going to start building a list off of your team pages. And so they need to be removed and they need to be put into the, and just say, hey, wish you the best, but my team is not your network. So you guys hear me say it all the time, bless and release. Now, setting proper expectations going forward for your team members. I think a lot of people leave because their expectations weren't met. They had expectations that were created for them that were not met. So if you were in the event, drop a 2 in the comments if you were at the event this Saturday, if you guys were part of the Most Powerful Women at the Happy Co event. It was talked about a lot this weekend. It was really, really impactful to hear it being talked about. Setting proper expectations. Miranda talked about it, and she was talking about, if you say it's going to be easy, if you say it's going to be simple, if you say the product sells itself, if you say I'm going to do all the work for you, it sets a very, very unrealistic expectation. And again, when I built, I was guilty of saying all these same things. I was guilty of just wanting someone on my team so badly that I would just say, hey, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll do, whatever. I'll do whatever you need. You need me to do all your calls for you? Great. You need me to do everything. It's going to be so easy. Let's do it. Come on, get on with me. Let's go together. I want to remind you guys that there is power in compliance. And I'll say this. So compliance is always saying, look, we need to remind the people that we're talking to about the legitimacy and the reality of this business. That there is a reality that you could invest a good amount of money and you might not see the return that you were thinking you might see. That is realistic. You know what's very real? It's written on every single one. If you go and buy a franchise, that the franchise might not work out. That based on location, based on people coming, that based on this, that, and the other, that this franchise might not be successful over a long period of time. And you are signing off knowing that that's a possibility. Here at the Happy Co and at network marketing, that cost of entry is so small. But we need to be a little bit more realistic. I mean, what's more realistic to say, it's, $1,000, get involved. The product's going to sell itself. It's going to be so easy. We're going to do it together. It's going to be, oh my gosh, I'm going to do everything for you. Or, hey, Erica, this is a business. If you choose to do this, now that you've seen the opportunity, you've seen what we do, this is something that takes a portion of your time. This is something that's going to take a consistent effort. And in the beginning, you're going to feel as though you're putting in more work than you're getting paid for. But the reality of what we do is we look to solve problems. And as we solve more problems, we build an army of people that no longer need us. And when we get to that point, we then see a financial return that is far, far greater than the time that we are giving. And so it's a trade-off. And that's what all entrepreneurship is. I mean, my friend Ryan, one of my best friends back home in Minnesota, he's a real estate agent. Ryan went got his real estate license, decided he wanted to be an entrepreneur. He decided, you know what, I want to take control of my life. I'm done doing the 9 to 5. I'm taking control of my life. And he went and got his real estate license. Now, Ryan spent 3 years knocking on doors. He got a bartending job to build relationships. He literally was scraping by on practically nothing for 3 years, building an army, a network of people that trusted him, that we're going to go share for him, that we're going to go be his voice in their world if they needed a real estate agent. And now 5 years in, he's selling 10 houses a month, making well over $250,000 a year, crushing it. But he put in 3-4 years of consistent effort. Again, knocking on doors, building it's true in every venture. The only thing that's really great about network marketing is you get to be paid as you're growing. You get to be paid as you're learning. You don't have to, put in all of these hours, all of this time. My father would always say 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours is what it takes to call yourself a professional at anything. 10,000 hours. Doctors need 10,000 hours before they get to even step foot on a hospital floor. Teachers put in 10,000 hours before they're teaching our students. Police officers put in 10,000 hours before they get in the car. All of these people are putting in their hours before they go and do what we do. Again, the only cool thing about network marketers is we get to get paid while we're putting our 10,000 hours in. But we still have to put them in. This is still a job. This is still a profession. This is not a hobby. And so I want us to start treating it like that. Like they said this Saturday, if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a profession, if you treat it like a legitimate hustle, a legitimate side hustle, it will pay you like one. And so that's where I wrote, and I said that a couple times now. I want you to build an army of people that don't need you anymore. Do you know why Brittany and Ricky and Brian, do you know why they're so successful? It's because they have an army of people on their team that don't need them anymore. A lot of you feel as though you need, and again, it kind of comes back to the employee mindset that a lot of us need to break out of, right? We get into entrepreneurship and some of us still have a lot of the old stigma, a lot of the old psyche of an employee mindset where it goes both ways, employee and manager. You need to be told what to do every day or you won't do it. If you're told what to do every day, you'll be a rock star. I hear a lot of leaders go, oh my gosh, we just need to give people a system, a day-by-day system so that they know what to do for their first 30 days, their first 60 days, their first 90 days. It's like that's fostering an employee mindset, in my opinion. It's saying at the end of the day, influencers will create action where action would otherwise not be created. And so we need to understand that entrepreneurs, that as influencers, which I look at each and every one of you as an influencer. As influencers, we are looking to create action where action would otherwise not be created. And that is creating an army of people that do not need you. And so in the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey, it's a lot of, I need to be told what to do. What do I do? Where do I go? How do I, what do I say to this person? What's my script for this person? Oh my gosh, this person's interested. What do I do? And then from there, you start to get a little bit of a team. And then with your team, you go immediately into manager mode. Because that employee mindset says you've got some people under you that you get to kind of control. It's a weird psychological thing that says you've been employed for all your whole life. Now you kind of are at the top. And now you get to kind of be that for these people. You get to be the support in your mind, but really it's a false fostered sense of ego. It's you saying that I just want to be there, to kind of flex my muscle of, hey, I got your back. I've been here before you. I can lead the way for us. Instead of saying, I'm going to show you the way by doing it. I'm going to show you the way by example. Because every month I'm going to go bring on new yous every month. And either you can get on board and you can go follow in the same footsteps as me where you're bringing on new people every month, or you can just sit back and watch. And that's totally cool. But we're a team that's in consistent activity. We're a team that's in consistent momentum. We're in a team that is consistently exposing the beauty of what we have to other people. We are not a team that goes out in our first 30 days and talks to 100 people, and then for the next 200 days talks to those people over and over and over and over and over again. We're a team that's consistently finding new people to talk to. We're a team that's consistently building new relationships. We're a team that's consistently looking for new problems to solve. And as the leader, my goal is to get you as independent from me as quickly as possible. My goal is to get you not needing me. Let's get you all the information. Let's get all your three-way calls done. Let's get your team fostered and working. And once we have that duplication going, I will be here to support you with your three-way calls. But beyond that, that's about all I'm here for. What else do you need your upline for than three-way calls? Put in the chat if there's something else you need your upline for other than three-way call support that I'm missing. I mean, I get the emotional stuff, right? I get the friendship stuff. So that's separate. If you're friends with them and you're like, hey, I'm having a bad day, we need to talk. That's friends, that's different. What is there besides a three-way call? And so reassurance, again, totally reassurance, I get it. Teach properly in the beginning, yes. But once the teaching has been done, once you've had that proper education, you understand how to do a proper invite, you understand how to do, the basic relationship building skills, which all can be done in your first week. A lot of this can be done. You can be pointed in all the directions of where, and again, you don't really need to teach them anything. You need to show them the tools. There are tools that are out there to show them all of these things. There are tools that are there to explain them. The products, there are videos out there. There's, so many. Every one of our leaders has a YouTube channel that's, I believe there's a ton of videos out there. So if it wasn't taught, that's a different, again, hear me when I say that there's a lot of people that get orphaned. There's a lot of people that join this business. Their upline quits, their upline leaves. They've got no one to reach out to. They've got no support. I get that. But again, if you reach up, you'll eventually find someone. Eventually every one of you is going to get to Brian Heflin and he's going to be there to support you. So eventually you're all going to get to someone. But I'll tell you this, when you get to that level of support, you need to say to them very clearly, look, I am looking for some very basic support. I need to understand this, this, and this. And if I can get this, then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to run. But beyond that, your upline should be there to help you support the building of your business. That is what they need to be there to do. That is the main thing that they should be there to do. Because asking them for much more than that, you're setting a false expectation that is unrealistic and unduplicatable long term. If all you expect out of your upline is for them to be there when you have a hot prospect or someone that you want to do a three-way call with, and then they deliver more than that, maybe they go on their Facebook Live, maybe they go and bring you some content, maybe they go do a fun training or something like that, maybe they do a fun challenge or whatever it is. That's all icing on the cake. That also just be like, oh my gosh, Jermaine decided to do this for us this month. This is so cool. I can't believe she decided to go above and beyond. And so that's the main thing that I look at, is just saying, I want you guys to have an arsenal. Yes, and I said, yeah, a bunch of people got swooped up. And if there's anyone that ever gets orphaned, I'm not saying to not always reach up and find that person that you can have that's going to be your support. But I want us to become an army. I want us to become so strong, so untouchable. A lot of trainers will say, become the upline that you didn't have. If you don't have the upline that you want, become the upline that you wanted. It's very simple to become that person, to say, hey, I didn't have an upline. So as I build a team, I'm going to make sure that my team has someone strong. They got someone in their corner. They got someone that's going to have their back. But I think we expect too much out of our uplines sometimes. I think sometimes we're expecting them to be the saviors of our organizations. They're expecting the answers of all the problems, that their customer service, that their tech support, that they're all these different things. That Jermaine, how many calls do you get a month? That's like, what's going on? Something happened in the back office. It's like, did you call customer service? No, I'm calling you. Do you know? You should know. Why don't you know? She's like, I'm just was having, lunch with my like husband. Like, I don't know what do you mean I should know? And so again, I want to create, we have an amazing customer service. I hope each and every one of you should know that. They're always available. They're always there. You can reach out to them all the time. They are going to be great answers to most of your questions. I want to remove this stigma that the upline is, is kind of the place where you go dump all your trash. It's like your city dump. I mean, I'm a part of some team chats and stuff like that. And again, what I look at as a team chat, and I want to challenge this to each and every one of you. If there's drama in your team chat, that's because you're allowing. If there's drama in the team chat, it's because you're allowing it. If there's negativity in the team chat, it's because you're allowing it. I think that we need to foster an environment of positivity. I think that there's a way to do that. I think that there's a way to lovingly tell someone that this is not the place for that. And that the first time you do that, it sets a cadence for, this isn't the place. But if you have someone in your group that's like, oh my gosh, the back office was down at the, in the Fed last couple hours of the month and I couldn't bring someone in. And I'm so angry right now. This is so stupid. And everyone is underneath going, yes, I agree. So stupid. Yep. So dumb. This is so stupid. So mad. This is ridiculous. So mad. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then your leader's like getting involved like 4 hours later. They see the chat and they're like, okay, now I got to talk to 40 people this evening and I've got to figure out what's going on with those. Again, but imagine that being diluted because one of those people just came back and said, hey, that happens sometimes. Sometimes there are technical difficulties that are out of our control. Sometimes things happen with the back office that are out of our control. As entrepreneurs and as influencers, we adapt. We adapt. We know that in the last few hours of the month, that if something happens and there's a technical difficulty, we know the company will make it right tomorrow morning. We know that if we reach out to them and we can show them that things didn't happen, we know we'll get it all figured out. And so again, there's no need to build this unnecessary sense of stress that is predicated upon a false narrative of the get you gotcha, the company's out to get you gotcha. And so we need to create, or your upline or wherever. And so know that from a company standpoint, we will always have your back. We will always support you. We will always make sure that we're doing things right. But I want us to start, again, fostering a community of, like Marina said, of badasses, right? I mean, she fired me up this weekend. She got me so fired up to stop playing small, just to say, look, we need to start flexing our muscles. We are such a legitimate and strong opportunity. We need to get really clear about a lot of things. We need to get out of our own way. That's number one big thing that we need to do. Most of you, if I was sitting down with each and every one of you independently, I would be saying, get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Most of you are in your own way. Get out of your own way. Go focus on the problems of others. Get out of your own way. Go love on others. I had an amazing call with Nisha. We had an incredible call where we opened up some doors for her to be able to go do some new things, some new ideals, some new thought processes. She's had some incredible results. She went and did a Facebook Live. She had over 100 comments on her Facebook Live that was 15 minutes long. It was incredible engagement. So many people, she said, have been reaching out to her in love and support. And so it's like, again, when we start focusing on others and solving problems for others, we will see an abundance coming back to us. But when we focus on our own problems, we got to get to silver, we got to get to gold, we got to get to star, we got to get to platinum, got to get to diamond. We got to get that out of our head. Because I promise the sooner you forget about that rank you want to get to, and identify this, say you're at star right now and you want to get to gold. Instead of saying I want to go from star to gold, say I need to solve 10 people's problems before I can get to where I want to be. So I got to go solve 10 problems. Not that I need to go get 10 packs, or I need, this amount, or I need to get this much in volume, or I need to go do all this, but I need to go solve 10 problems. And I'm going to think that way. I'm going to go focus on all these people, and I'm not going to stop until I identify those problems and I offer a solution to them. And maybe in the pursuit of solving 10 problems, I need to present a solution to 30 problems. Because maybe 20, it's not the right time. Maybe they aren't open to hearing it. Maybe it's not, they're not in the right space. That was the main message I had for you guys this evening, is really just, again, this all just comes to me based on a lot of the interaction I see on social. Mainly is what I'm seeing is I see everything, right? I'm connected to all of you guys. I'm in all the team chats. I'm in all the groups. I see all the stuff. And so I'm constantly taking a long and a big overview at where we're at. And I just wanted to send a message saying, number one, let's start flexing our muscles. Let's start to be proud of where we are and who we are and what we represent. Let's start setting proper expectations for those that we're bringing into this business with us, so that not only do they have the best chance at success, but if for any reason they don't, that it's on them and they have ownership of that they don't walk away from this blaming you, that you set a false precedent for them to, that it was going to be easy, and now they're walking away because it wasn't easy. So let's set proper expectations, and let's build an army of people that don't need you. Because the sooner you do that, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, the sooner you do that, you have an army of people that are self-sufficient, building without need of you. You will be on your way to generational wealth. And that's what I want for each and every one of you. Each and every one of you is to have a business that 5 years from now, 5 years from now, of consistent behavior, consistent action, 5 years from now, you can have the belief and solidarity within your heart to know that if anything ever should happen to you, that your family would be taken care of forever because of what you chose to build here. That's what I want for each and every one of you, is the belief, the solidarity of knowing that life is fickle and we have an incredible opportunity at our hands right now. And if we grasp it, if we take it, if we don't take it for granted, you guys, your lives can change forever. Forever, because I'm promising you the season that we're going into right now is going to be a massive season of growth. This summer, coming out of the Road to Happiness promotion, is going to be big. It is going to be a summer where you're going to be wanting to strap your bootstraps on. It's going to be a summer where we're going to be running. We're going to be running right into convention. And then when you guys see what I am planning for our next incentive trip, I want you to literally, oh man, if you thought Mexico was something, buckle up, because we're only going up. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening. I hope that you got some value from this. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I look forward to seeing you on the calls later this week. God bless you. Bye for now.